Hi, welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel, and we're here at MetroEast Community Media in Gresham, Oregon. Glad you joined us tonight. We have a good show going on tonight. We're going to start out with talking with an artist from the Sandy, Oregon area. And Vernon Groff, you are with the WyEast Artisans Guild.
Correct.
And you are the public relations man for WyEast.
Yes, they needed a volunteer, and I was there.
You were there, but you are a very prolific artist, I understand.
Yes, I can't put my brush down.
Well, some obsessions are okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But so tell me first, before we talk about the art itself, if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about WyEast Artisans Guild. What's the mission of this organization, and why did you come about?
Well, the mission has changed a bit, or at least it's somewhat fluid.
Okay.
I see it as a way of creating venues for local artists to present their work. I think that you can't grow as an artist if you're not doing it. I see it as an activity. And I think that, in my case anyway, when I don't have access to a venue, I suddenly discover I've got piles of paintings along the floor and leaning against the wall. The walls are full, the stairway's full. It's silly.
Sounds like you paint a lot, though. I bet you paint more than a lot of people do. If you have that many.
Well,
that
yes.
Many,
all you have to do is paint 1 or 2 paintings a week, and that's like 100 paintings a year.
That's a lot.
And you've been painting for 20 years. That's a lot of paintings.
That's a lot of paintings. So when you say venue, a place to hang your art.
Correct.
Place to display it.
And possibly even sell something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But that way you can get feedback, because otherwise you're just studying your navel,
So you want to grow as an artist, is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I want input.
Okay.
I can't function without it. And I suspect other people will profit by input also. I used to belong to a critique group, and it was great because every month everybody had to bring a painting, and we all sat around and kind of tore them apart in the nicest way possible. It acted as a nice spur.
Yeah. So that is an incentive to you to get that feedback.
Correct.
Okay. So tell me about the venues where you have hung your work or displayed your work.
Well, I've been in a couple of galleries over the years, but in the WyEast thing, they have piggybacked this show with the Sandy Actors Theater. The Sandy Actors Theater has a beautiful foyer. They have a lovely large wall, and it's been painted beautifully. It's well lit, and lovely way to hang things. And there are, I think, usually 5 shows or plays at the Sandy Actors Theater people put on every season. And they got together with our group from WyEast, and we get this nice little list at the beginning of each year saying, these are the plays. Then we sit around and try to come up with visual themes that
kind of go with it.
Oh, yes.
Sort of in that same vein.
Seem appropriate.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we get our people and say, here we are. We're going to get these 5 shows. Everybody start painting.
So how long have you had that partnership with the Sandy Actors Theater?
I started only about 8 months ago, but I believe we're in about a 3rd year, I think.
Okay. So there are about 5 shows a year at the Sandy Actors Theater, and we've had Tim Park from Sandy Actors Theater on this show several times.
Yes.
And we've actually had some little scenes acted out from the shows, and they do some terrific work there. So, but the whole foyer there is just perfect for your art. So how many artists or how many pieces do you normally are you able to show in that area?
We could probably put, depending on the size of the pieces, as many as 18 pieces.
Okay.
And it sort of varies. It's probably around 16 to 20 maybe, somewhere in there.
Okay, so every time they have a play going, you can count on being able to see some WyEast Artisans work.
Yes, and there's always a little bio. And
do people, is it just a showing, or am I to understand there's sort of a social there too, or are some of the artists there present when? On
February 6th, this coming February 6th, there will be the artist reception followed by a dress rehearsal presentation of the play. And
so people can come to the artist reception, actually meet the artists.
Correct. The artists, it's up to our own discretion whether or not we want to participate in that part, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like to talk.
That's why you're here.
There's somebody who moderates it or who presents it, and then she'll call the people and say, "Would you like to explain what you're doing and what things like that?"
I think that's fun. People like to see the artists behind the creation, whether it be a poem
Sure.
or a book or a piece of fine art or whatever.
It's fun to explain it.
Yeah, I bet it is. Explain what your motivation is besides the fact that you had all this stuff stacking up here and you needed to get rid of it.
Well, actually, it isn't working out quite that way.
No?
No, because these are specific themes, I found that I have to paint new paintings.
Oh, right.
So I've really been going through the watercolor paper.
I love watercolor. So the name of this play, this is
Almost Maine.
Almost Maine, yes. Yeah. Okay, so and the name of the show that you are doing, the name of the artist showing is,
It Must Be Love.
It Must Be Love. I was going to say all about love. It must be love. Why that? Because it's Valentine's Day for one thing. It's right around Valentine's Day.
Well, possibly. But Almost Maine, as I recall from my reading on it, it's 7 vignettes of, I think 7, of short love stories. Or actually, they're not even complete love stories. They're kind of like the way two people kind of come together and then they sort of try to find out if they fit.
Oh, okay.
And then some people who think they fit discover that they don't fit.
Like real life?
Exactly. I think a humorous look at it in many cases.
Entertaining.
So it seemed appropriate that It Must Be Love was a natural way to build on that.
Well, there were some pictures. I believe that you brought some pictures. This is obviously the flyer for the show itself.
Correct. I do as the PR guy, I do their stuff. This is the theme painting that Becky did.
Oh, okay.
And then this is Cappuccino Dreams. It's my contribution.
Oh, this is yours. Okay.
And I've thought of the cappuccino with all the foam and the beautiful clouds and things.
Yeah.
And again, these specific people, you can't tell exactly what's happening. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work?
Did they just meet?
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns there.
A lot of speculation could go on in looking at that picture. Let's see, we have some more pictures, I believe, and they'll be coming up as we go through the show. You can kind of tell us what we're looking at as they come on the screen. If you get to know the artists in the guild pretty well.
Yes, in fact, we have an interesting range. We have people who. Let me back up. The second Monday of every month, there's an open to the public meeting at Clackamas Bank. They have a little auditorium in Sandy. And public's invited, anybody can come. And in that, we discuss stuff, we talk about new things that are going to happen, we introduce people. There might be a presentation, there might be a demonstration. It's pretty fluid.
Are all your meetings? You have other meetings that are not open to the public. Is that right, or are all these meetings?
I suspect that's the one that's the biggest kind that's open to everybody, and really everything is pretty much decided there. But the individual, what do we call them, mini groups? Like the PR person and the secretary, and I get together with maybe 1 or 2 other people that we know will participate as part of a team.
Right.
And then we will say, well, let's do this. And we decide, we'll do that. And unless somebody yells at us, that's what we do.
You don't need everybody to make the decision, right?
Correct. It's pretty.
I understand that. I do.
But anyhow, so you get people that have just walked in the door that think, I'd like to pick up a paintbrush. And at the other end of the spectrum, we have a bona fide, nationally recognized professional who's published perhaps a dozen books on art.
Really?
Yeah. So we've got this wide range, and people are very kind about it. There's constructive criticism, or there's just friendly, happy thoughts. Nobody's going to go pointing a finger and try to destroy somebody.
Right. It's a supportive atmosphere.
Correct.
Yeah. So when you say you have discussions or presentations, what kind of things? Like, I mean, just like about different kinds of art, or a different particular artist, or?
Well, they vary a lot. Back in November, we had a presentation by one of the members who has kind of been in a marketing venue all her life. And she was really interesting because she had very specific things, ways to promote yourself.
Oh.
You know, things you might be forgetting that a lot of artists, we're just not geared to that. You know?
You're in the mindset of an artist where you're creating but not worrying about the marketing end of it.
Yeah, we're in the mousetrap set, you know.
Yeah.
Build a mousetrap, the world will be a path to your door.
It doesn't always work that way,
No,
does it?
it
You gotta let the world know
Yeah.
about it first.
Anyhow, so it was a very constructive, thoughtful time. This last time, they decided to have some fun, and they just said, hey, if you got any extra paints, brushes, art materials that you don't want, bring it, and we'll throw it out on this big table and kind of a grand grab bag, and we'll draw numbers, and everybody gets to pick something they think they might like.
I like that.
So here's all this stuff. I got a beautiful bag of colored buttons for my wife.
Oh, fun. And your wife is rather artistic herself.
Yes, she knits, and sometimes she likes to put buttons on hats and things. I thought, oh, hey, there's like 80 beautiful colored buttons.
Oh, how fun. That sounds great. Now, the pieces that will be in the show at the Sandy Actors Theater, those are for sale?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I think every now and then somebody has an NFS on there, not for sale.
Yeah.
And, but frankly, our sales they happen occasionally. You know, if we normally we might sell a painting each, one painting or two paintings a show.
And then you're happy.
And everybody's happy, yeah. Art is not a fast way to make a buck.
No. But you're sharing it with the community, and that's a beautiful thing. So we do have some more pictures of some other art that's going to be displayed there. So if we can bring those up on the screen, I'd like to take a look at those, and maybe you can tell me a little bit about them here. Now this is not in the show.
Correct.
This is one of yours.
Yeah, I've become...
I love this.
We have all these wonderful... we live on a dead-end street, very rural, and everybody seems to have animals. And I've kind of fallen in love with them. They come up and they look at you, you know.
Like this one?
Exactly. And you can tell that they're evaluating me, and I'm not so sure I'm coming out on the good end.
That is a great expression on that face. I mean,
Yeah, and it was a young little goat, and boy, that thing... I felt
how'd
really
you get him to
humble.
stand there that long so you could paint?
I take photographs.
Oh, do you?
Obviously,
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, because everything moves
Now
so
turn a little
quickly.
to the left, turn a little to the right. That doesn't work, does it? Oh,
And again, a neighbor's
wait, what happened? Come back.
come back llama.
Oh, no. Yeah, you have a goat and a llama, and this is, the llama is also, belongs to a neighbor, or is
Yes,
on?
we have
There we go.
a neighbor at each end of our street, and they both have goats, sheep, and llamas. Or they each have one llama apiece. And this is, this one was delightful because sometimes a llama can be standoffish, and this one is willing to come right up to you and you tempt you to
Really?
pet him, but you kind of worry about it.
They spit, don't they? Don't they spit?
Though they're haughty.
Oh,
You know, they really have
have a little attitude.
They have a great self-image.
I love it. Now, you probably don't have enough of them in the neighborhood for your wife to get her materials for knitting done.
She could, yes.
Really?
Absolutely, yes, because the people that have that llama also have quite a number of sheep, and they do shear them.
Shear them for wool?
Yeah, we were at one of their shearing parties, and she sells the wool sometimes, yes.
How fun. So you're in the country. You're up in Sandy. You're up in,
On a ridge.
yeah, nice. That sounds beautiful. So if people are interested, if you have other artists in the community that want to check out WyEast, what does the Artisans Guild have to offer people? You've got the monthly meetings, you have shows where you can display your work. What would you tell somebody who was interested in possibly joining the Guild?
Well, I think it's a nice community of artists, and it's not so tight that it's cloying. The opportunities to participate are strictly voluntary. Nobody's pushing you. I found that I didn't think I'd be doing PR, but I thought, well, I'm a retired graphic designer. Why can't I do that? Yeah. Certainly I can do that. It takes quite a bit of time, but
I'm sure.
You know, that's
But you can do it.
Yes, I can do it. I can do anything. But,
I like that attitude. That's good.
But
Does take away from the 2 paintings a week, but
Well, yes, had another opportunity to join another part of it, and I think yesterday or the day before, and my answer was a little email saying, "My plate's pretty full. I got to have time to paint. Thank you." and they thanked me back. So it's not a pressure situation.
yeah.
They have in the past they have had outreach programs to the local schools to encourage art with the children.
I like that.
And
do you still do that?
not at the moment, but that could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm so focused in on this show.
Yeah. Well, let's get this done, and then we'll
yeah.
move on from there. Yeah. But I like that idea because the arts have been cut out of so many schools that it's if you get the support of the community to kind of bring it back in, that's a pretty cool thing.
They sort of tagged it into some of the pioneering history of Sandy.
Oh.
They had a thing where the children made soap.
Really?
Now, I'm not a soap maker.
You're not. Well, you can't do everything.
No.
Yeah.
But if they want to do something with watercolor, I'm your guy.
Okay. Well, Sandy's become quite the artist community, hasn't it?
Yes, it's not all painters.
No, that's what I mean. It's soap making. It's hat knitting. It's
there's glass blowing. There's wonderful sculptures made out of paper and material. Baskets that kind of look organic.
Yeah.
There's some nice stuff.
Yeah. Do you have other places around Sandy where you are able to display things besides this show that people could check out when they are on their way up the mountain?
Well, it always varies. Right now, there's a show in the Sandy Chamber of Commerce building. We have a thing going with them where every month we put up a show of some sort. And the January month the theme was snow. So we have a nice wall of snow paintings. After that, we had one of these meetings, on a Monday, and the consensus was, well, does anybody want to have a show on February? And somebody said, okay. So next, anyway, I worked all the way down. There was a hole in March, so I said, I'll do March.
That's great. Well, you keep plenty busy, don't you?
Yeah.
So is there, how does your group, are you self-supporting, you do donations, that kind of, not donations, membership and that kind of thing?
Yes, membership is very, very inexpensive.
Yeah.
It's $15 a year for a person or $20 for a family. We are also working with Clackamas County's Art Alliance, and we will be cooperating with them to put on a show in the Sandy Library again.
Right, okay.
And we're also working with them to do 3 traveling shows that will travel around Clackamas County.
Oh, good.
So, and then we also are encouraged to participate in the Gresham Art show at the Gresham City Hall.
Oh, yeah.
And
we videotape that every month and put it on our channel. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I've watched a lot of those.
Oh, you might have.
I probably have.
You saw me there.
Yeah. Actually, I think I have because some of that work looked familiar, your style. So, well, sounds like you're all over, and we can find you in many places. If people want to find out more information about WyEast or about you as an artist, the WyEast has a website, and we'll have that information up there. If you want to find out about you as an artist, do you have your own website or?
No, well, I have the Terra Ridge Ceramics website, but it has nothing to do with the art part. It's a different. We have several interests, my wife and I.
You are busy people.
Yes.
I like that though. Before we go, any last words that we should know about the show coming up? Well, it should be delightful. The show, as you know, the Sandy Actors Theater people put on a terrific show. That amazing talent that can stand up in front of people and do this stuff. And you're sitting right there, 8 feet from them. Right.
I'm dazzled. But anyhow, so we hope our paintings reflect some of that, and that they'll be pleasant to look at, and maybe people might enjoy them so much they'll want to snatch them away. There you go. It sounds like it'd be a real fun evening. Really fun evening. Good. All right. Thanks so much, Brendan. I appreciate you being on the show tonight. Thank you, Monica. Yeah, you bet. And if you're interested in getting more information about WyEast Artisans Guild or the show coming up, please check out the website. We'll have that information on the screen. And don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Community Hotline.
community media is to us is literally our lifeline to what's going on in the lives around us.
The absolute most important thing that happens in your neighborhood.
People's local communities are usually what's most important to them.
Because we're the faces, the smiles, the peoples, and the personalities of the community.
To not only give people a voice, but to have their voice heard.